Okay, today we are mapping functions. So basically what we're doing is we are taking our input or our x value, we're plugging it into our function, and we're getting our output or our y value. So starting with this first example, when x equals 0, to find out what y is, I just have to plug 0 into my equation for x. So let's try this. So we have y equals 3 times x, which is 0. All right, what's 3 times 0? 0. So when x equals 0, y equals 0. Let's try for when x equals 1. So we're going to take 1, we're going to plug it into our equation. So y equals 3 times x, or 1. What's 3 times 1? 3. So when x equals 1, y equals 3. Last one, when x equals 2, we got to plug it in. So y equals 3 times 2. What's 3 times 2? It's 6. So when x equals 2, y is 6. Okay, so we're just filling in our table like that. And from here, you can get ordered pairs. So we can list our ordered pairs. So in this first example, when x is 0, y is 0. Remember, in an ordered pair, x always comes before y. So this would be 0, 0. Our next ordered pair would be 1, 3. And our last ordered pair would be 2, 6. And from here, you can take this information and we can now graph this. So we can see what our function will look like on a graph. Okay, next example. Again, we're just taking our x values and we are plugging them in. We're plugging our inputs in to get our outputs. So let's start when x equals 2. So we want to plug in 2 and substitute that for x. So we have y equals, I'm just rewriting my equation, y equals 2 times x, which is 2, minus 2. Okay, remember we want to follow our order of operations, PEMDAS, so we want to start with multiplication. Y equals 4 minus 2, or y equals 2. Okay, next, when x equals 4, we want to plug that in. So y equals 2 times 4 minus 2. Y equals 8 minus 2, or y equals 6. So when x equals 4, y equals 6. And last, we want to take 6 and plug it in and substitute it for x. So this is y equals 2x, which is 6, minus 2. Y equals 12 minus 2, y equals 10. So when x equals 6, y equals 10. And again, we can list these as ordered pairs. So remember, in ordered pairs, x always comes before y. So this is 2, 2, 4, 6, 6, 10. And then we can take these and put them onto a graph. And I just want to practice one more example. Just because this example has fractions, I think there's a couple of examples on your assignments that have fractions. So let's just do that, just a little review. Okay, so when x equals 2, we want to plug this in. So y equals 1/2 times x, which is 2, plus 1. 1/2 times 2 is 1. Y equals 1 plus 1. Y equals 2. So when x equals 2, y equals 2. Remember, when we're multiplying fractions, so 1/2 times 2 can also be written as 1/2 times 2 over 1. Okay, we can rewrite 2 as 2 over 1. And if I multiply my numerators and I multiply my denominators, I'm going to get 2 over 2 or 1. Okay, so that's how I got that 1 there. All right, next example, when x equals 4. So y equals 1/2 times x, which is 4, plus 1. Okay, so 1/2 times 4. we can also look at this as 1/2 times 4 over 1. 4 times 1 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. 4 over 2 can be simplified to 2. So this would be y equals 2 plus 1, or y equals 3. Okay, so when x equals 4, y is 3. All right, last example. When x equals 6, so let's plug this in. Y equals 1/2 times 6 plus 1. So 1/2 times 6 over 1, we can rewrite it like this. 1 times 6 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2, and this can be simplified to 3. So this would be y equals 3 plus 1, or y equals 4. So when our input is 6, our output is 4. And again, we can rewrite these as ordered pairs. So this would be 2, 2, 4, 3, and 6, 4.